There will come nights when you're staring at your ceiling, wide awake, exhausted, asking yourself, why does it have to be this hard? That's the moment. Not the moment you quit. Not the moment you collapse. It's the moment you remember. Because no one wakes up one random morning and decides to rebuild their life for fun. You started because something inside you refused to die quiet. You started because you reached a point where mediocrity tasted like poison. Where comfort felt like a coffin. Where the life you were living became unbearable. That memory is your fuel. You weren't driven by boredom. You were driven by hunger. You wanted more. More strength. More respect. More control over your life. More discipline than you ever had. And now you're in the storm, the real work phase, where motivation isn't loud anymore. It whispers. Sometimes it disappears. Now it's just you. Your sweat. Your alarm clock. Your soreness. Your doubt. This is where most people fold. Because the start felt heroic. The first step always feels glorious, like fire, like adrenaline, like destiny finally opening its doors. But the grind feels repetitive. Lonely. Silent. Like you're marching through mud while everyone else posts smiles, vacations, and highlight reels. But listen to me. You didn't start this journey to look good. You started to become someone you're proud of. Pain was never the enemy. Comfort was. Your purpose didn't come from a motivational quote. It came from that night you looked at yourself and knew you were capable of more than the life you were living. The gym sessions when you didn't want to show up. The days your bank account mocked you. The nights your goals felt far and heavy. These are not signs to quit, they're proof you're on the actual path. A lion doesn't grow his roar in peace. A soldier doesn't harden in celebration. A king doesn't rise on soft carpets. Growth demands friction. You started because you were tired of being the weaker version of yourself. And now, the resistance you feel is the exact thing that will build you. The weight that feels unbearable is what shapes your spine to carry more. The routine that feels boring is what builds your foundation. The quiet mornings, the repetition, the sacrifice, that is where greatness is made. Not in applause. Not in praise. But when no one sees you, you choose to continue anyway. Pause. Let that sit in your chest. When the going gets tough, it's not a test to break you, it's a test to confirm you meant what you said on day one. Day one was emotional. Day one was dream-filled. But day 47? Day 96? Day 203? That's where men are separated from boys. Anybody can start. Anyone can hype themselves up and post the beginning. But only a few stay in the arena when the ground shakes. Think back to the moment you said, I'm done wasting my life. I refuse to remain the same. I will not die average. That wasn't a joke. That wasn't just a mood. That was the real you, buried under doubt and fear, finally speaking up. Now life is checking if you meant it. So when it hurts, remember. This is the price. Not the punishment, the price. You want discipline? It costs comfort. You want strength? It costs ease. You want a life that commands respect? It costs the version of you that settled for less. You're not failing. You're forging. Every rep. Every early morning. Every night you choose habits over distraction. Every time you rise after slipping. That's the proof. Sometimes progress looks like war. Sometimes it looks like crawling. Sometimes it looks like silence, not transformation. But the breakthrough isn't coming someday. It's being built right now, under pressure, under fatigue, under doubt. You don't need a lighter path. You just need to remember the reason you stepped onto it. You started because the old life choked you. You started because you saw a future version of yourself you refused to bury. You started because staying the same was more painful than fighting forward. So when the going gets tough, don't measure how far you have left. Remember how far you refuse to remain. You're not just changing your habits, you're rewriting your identity. And identity takes time, battle, and blood. Keep going. Not because it's easy, not because you feel like it, but because the man who made that promise deserves to see it fulfilled. If this message lit a fire in you, then it's time to act. Drop this in the comments right now. I remember why I started. So that I know you stayed all the way till the end. And you will finish what you began, no matter how heavy the road becomes.